Memorial Day. I hope everybody is having fun, enjoying your Memorial Day at home alone without a bunch of people, because you don't need those problems in your life. We're going to do Doc Swiner about everything that's been going on, the latest, the greatest. Just join her now. Why are you laughing at me?
I like the sing-songiness of your warnings.
The latest.
It doesn't sound as threatening when you say it like that.
Stay at home. I hope you're having great cookouts by yourself.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
It's a new kind of Memorial Day. We haven't done it this way before. So maybe not as many gatherings. I did ask on my Instagram page earlier in the week, are you having people over for Memorial Day? And the majority of the people said no. They were like, nope.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I
am surprised.
That's what they said, but maybe that's because they were going to be at the beach. So they didn't need to have people over. Maybe they were going to be at Carolina Beach, and that's why they said no.
I am jealous. I'm not going to lie. I am envious. I would be right out there with them. And but
alas, we're at home. We're safe at home.
I have too much botheredness.
So let's talk about it.
I wish I had a lack of botheredness.
Let's talk about why you are bothered. Like what's on your mind? I know it's been a couple weeks since we last chatted. We talked a couple weeks ago. We had not entered phase 2 at that point. And now we're here. And what are your thoughts? I always love to get the doctor perspective.
Well, first off, hey to those out there, and thanks for those who have served and who have lost loved ones and lost lives fighting for our freedom. So thank you, and happy Memorial Day to you. But phase 2, North Carolina. Although Durham is different, so Durham decided not to do make a lot of those moves until June 1st, at least June 1st at the earliest. But for the majority of the state, a lot of things started to open. So the beaches, I guess maybe some restaurants. I saw some friends of mine going out to get their hair done, get their nails done, all these things. And so, and predictably, we had the highest rise in infection. I think maybe like Friday or Saturday, maybe like Saturday.
I think it was yesterday.
State.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, we saw the highest rise and increase in infection in the state. We are one of the leading states, not in a good way, but the leading states that are kind of one of the hot spots right now for infections and rates of infection, and not just testing. And I want to be clear about that, because some people say the numbers seem skewed because of the amount of people who are getting tested. No, these are actually people who have the infection. So not just people getting tested, because testing I'm on board with. I want as many people to get tested as possible with both the nasal and the antibody testing, which, side note, we have available at our clinic if you're looking for somewhere to go, Durham Family Medicine. But we actually have people who have been sick and it's been higher. So, I don't think that this past, like yesterday's numbers, I don't think necessarily would reflect the reopening, the phase 2. I'm thinking this next week and the week after next, those numbers are going to reflect what's going on right now with the holidays. So, we'll see.
All right. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about,
Hi, Event Planner 360.
That's Tracy. Hey, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
I sent you a text earlier in the week, and I was like, I want to talk about this right here, specifically a barbershop that I saw on the news. They had featured this particular barbershop in anticipation of the reopening, and the barbershop owner put up clear shower curtains between each chair. And I was looking at it and I was thinking, I didn't go to medical school. However, I'm not sure that the germ knows that it's not supposed to go around the shower curtain or over the shower curtain or under the shower curtain. And he had all of his ceiling fans on in the storage. So I was like, oh, so we just gonna help the virus just get everywhere. So talk to me about, and I don't know what, I mean, obviously I have not been out, so I don't know what a lot of these hair salons and beauty salons and barbershops are doing. But I did see when Georgia reopened, I saw a lot of shower curtains between nail salon, the pedicure chairs. What do you think about that? And if you were out and about right now going to get your hair done or your nails done, would a shower curtain make you feel warm and fuzzy?
So side note, I just washed my own and cut my own hair today.
Okay, so, you look good, girl. You look cute. So, what you're saying is I'm not going to get my hair done no time soon. That's how I read that.
And my 8-year-old did my nails yesterday.
Oh, they're cute. Good job. Tell her I'm on my way.
Okay.
She can do mine in the driveway.
She'll do a tutorial. We'll Zoom you and she'll do a tutorial.
Okay.
So, and disclaimer, I know we come here, because we know each other personally. Sorry, somebody's trying to call me. Because we know each other personally, we laugh and we joke and all that about what's going on. But, disclaimer, I do not want to make anyone feel any type of way. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to think I'm judging. I'm only telling you what my personal medical concerns are. Someone's asking about threading eyebrows. Okay, we'll get there. To be on the most cautious side, I will continue staying home for now. Me. Does seeing the shower curtains and dividers and all these things in between chairs make me feel better and more safe? No. So I'll tell you. So I have my most favorite nail tech. I have 2 favorite hairstylists, and this is what I told them. One of them is planning on opening up. She's in Raleigh. One of them is planning on opening up in June. June 1st, June 5th, or something like that. The second one is still very nervous and doesn't know when she's going to reopen. Mm-hmm. What I offered them is to come to my clinic or go somewhere and get antibody testing first, so that they know their status walking in. Mm-hmm. And then both of them, thankfully, are in suites where they have their own single room. Okay. So it's just them and their client. Right. They're going to schedule, they're going to be masked and gowned. The client's going to be masked. They're going to clean in between every patient or client and wait at least 30 minutes in between. Because you can't just spray and wipe. You got to let it sit. Right. Right? Mm-hmm. They are going to, no clients can bring visitors with them. Mm-hmm. So you can't bring your kids, can't bring your mom, can't bring everybody else with you. No personal belongings inside the suite. So leave your purse, leave your food, leave everything in your car or take care of that stuff before you get in. And every couple of weeks, continue to get tested. Okay. So anyone that I'm going to have that kind of a personal dealing with where we're kind of, potentially up in each other's faces or they're touching my skin, etc., I'm going to ask them to get tested and come to my clinic and get tested. And that goes for, the person doing my nails, the person doing my hair. If during the summer we decide to have like a dance teacher or a piano teacher come, they're going to get tested. Everybody gets tested before we interact. And someone asked a question about threading. Nothing is zero risk, folks. Nothing is zero risk. So for someone to thread and do your eyebrows, they have to be right on top of you, breathing in your face. So you have to decide what your level of comfort is with that. And she said if you're both wearing masks. So yeah. Is the mask going to be over her nose or his or her nose and mouth? Can you, what we do in the hospital is we stand 6 feet away and spray this kind of sweet smelling saccharin spray. And if you can smell or taste the saccharin, the mask isn't, it doesn't fit correctly. Mm-hmm. So, sorry to be graphic, but if that person spits, are you comfortable with them with a mask spitting this close to your face? You have to decide that. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, if you are tested and they get tested and you are their very first patient or client in the chair, that might change my mind. And that's actually what I think I'm going to do with my hairstylist is I got tested 2 weeks ago. You got tested, or, I got tested 2 weeks ago. I'll get tested again. you get tested within a matter of days of negative results, I want to be the first person in your chair.
Okay. And you're at an advantage because you're like, come to my place, get tested, so I can see your results for myself. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's,
if you can't guarantee that, then just wait.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So, there were there was new information that came out this week about the germs are not, it's not as easy to get it from surfaces as it was originally thought. So that said, and that is just my, cursory, like hearing it, reading about it online. Does that change what you're doing at the house? Does that change how you feel about touching things? I know you don't wear gloves in public because of all of which you can go back over, but does that change how you feel about sanitizing your groceries and things like that? Or because I know you always say it's about your comfort level, right? So do you still feel comfortable with that information, sanitizing groceries and everything, or not? You feel good?
We're pretty much doing the same thing. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's changed my mind. The science or the fact reporting, the data, that changes by the minute. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've not seen anything yet to make me feel like I can slack up on what we've been doing. Okay. So we're gonna keep doing it's been working. I've continued to test negative, thank God. Right. So what we've been doing, knock on wood, praise the Lord, seems to be working. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna stick with it.
All right, because I have a girlfriend that's on here, and we talk about this all the time. Like, girl, like I have to get the groceries delivered through Instacart, right? Because it's a job cleaning them all. Like, if you
I was so tired this morning,
go through the store and come home and clean them all, it's like, woo, I just worked a full day, So it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. So we still need to keep that up. It's not time to slack off. Because I see a lot of stuff on social media. It's like, oh, because y'all tired of it, you think the pandemic's gone? No, the virus is still here. Just because you're tired, don't mean it's gone. So
more of it's here. Because we've had more infections this past weekend. So.
Okay.
So now so this morning, before I, got myself together to exercise, I was late to my Zoom exercise because I had to receive the Instacart groceries. I let them sit for a minute outside, put my gloves on, brought them in, sanitized each one, So that took a while. I was late. I did not estimate time. Look, my husband, DJ Big Fella NC says, stay home.
Stay home.
Yes.
So you're still doing all of that, and then to go back over it, but you're still comfortable eating out, doing, like Uber Eats or whatever, getting takeout.
Yeah. So I'm fine with ordering takeout. Occasionally we'll do some fast food drive-thrus. We don't do that often. If we do take out, most of it's me going to pick it up with gloves and sanitizing, or it's like, delivery, Uber Eats. Again, the person contactless is leaving it at the door. Mm-hmm. We bring it in, clean all the containers out, take the food, put it on your own plate, Mm-hmm. And like I said, thankfully I've been testing negative, so that seems to be working okay for us. And we'll be doing that for now. Once the restaurant's open, particularly my husband, I can't see us going and chilling and sitting for a couple of hours in a restaurant full of people right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I trust other people around me enough. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen enough people wearing masks. Yeah.
I was talking to one of your people the other day, and by one of your people, I mean a Duke person. And
awesome.
She was
excellent.
She was. I can only take you all in small doses, so I had to talk to her like on Tuesday, and then now I can talk. So one a week. That's all.
You love so many Duke people. I don't understand why you act like that.
Oh God. So she was like, and she works in public health, and so she was like, she said, listen, we can't stay, because I was asking her, are you freaking out over having the kids go back to school? And she was like, no, not really. She said we can't stay in the house for the next 18 to 24 months or however long it's going to take for us to get a vaccine. She's like, do not believe the lies that we're going to have one in 3 months. And, when the news reports, oh, there's a good look with vaccines right now and this company is showing whatever. She's like, don't believe all of that. She's like, we can't stay in the house forever. I feel like by the time school gets here, masking availability will be different. If my kids have really good masks, I'll feel better about that. She's like, as far as going to restaurants, I probably will go to a restaurant, but if the restaurant opens at 5, I'm going to be there at 4:50. I want to be the first person they seat. I want to sit outside, pick my table furthest away from everybody else. I'm going to allow myself 30 minutes and then I'm out. She's like, so, that's kind of how I look at it. So I'll probably go back to normal life. It'll just be different. I won't chill at the restaurant for hours and hours and hours.
It's the new normal.
It's the new normal. So do you feel like that? Do you feel like, I'm okay sending the kids to school eventually? How do you feel as a doctor?
We haven't had that conversation yet. Me and husband haven't had that conversation, nor have I gotten any alerts yet from their school about when they're thinking about reopening. I don't know how I feel about school. That's a tough one. That is a tough one because kids can definitely get more and more young kids are getting sick now. Originally, we thought, oh, thank God kids can either be asymptomatic or not get sick at all. But no, kids are getting sick. I have a colleague who just admitted a 13-year-old with double pneumonia with COVID. So I don't know. Come back to me on that. Let me think a little bit more about that. My kids just got out of homeschool. They're in summertime now, so we're trying to figure out how to, keep them. Here's my husband here. Wow.
When the mansion and the White House are open for tours. Well, listen, let's trust and believe. Despite everything that y'all's president is saying, he don't want to catch none of this. And I feel like it's going to be a minute before the White House is open. And, I think that, thank God, we live in the state of North Carolina and Roy Cooper is our governor, because I feel like Roy gets it. He does not fall for propaganda. And I don't think he'll be influenced by, he was being bullied by your boy on Twitter this morning because, the Republicans, your boy, the Republicans are scheduled to have the RNC in Charlotte in a couple of months, and you
mean in the city that has the county that has the highest incidence of infections in North Carolina? That's where they want to have it.
Yes, that one. And they want to. And what Trump said was they want to fill it to capacity. That's what he said. He wants to fill it to capacity, and I think that they're concerned that Roy might be like, "Ain't no RNC." So now they're talking about possibly taking it to a state like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, where the
other hot spots.
Come
on, y'all. Come on.
Yeah. So I feel like we're in good hands because, Roy Cooper continuously says that he will be driven by data, by science, by numbers, by information, and not by politics.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Shout out to him. Shout out to Mayor Steve Schewel here in Durham. Shout out to those who were trying to make common sense, realistic decisions. Trying to balance all the data that they're getting, all the information that they're getting. So thank God for them. So that Queen Waves, go ahead. Bye. Yeah, I shrug emoji when I saw that on somebody's post. And I get it, again, I don't want to minimize, clearly, economically, folks will not be able to have those jobs, et cetera. I get it.
And it's big money for the city, for Mecklenburg County, for the city of Charlotte. I know. Yeah. Because I saw how crazy it was when the DNC was there in 2012. It was insane. Everybody made all the money. Yeah.
Massive. So, but again, Mecklenburg County is the county in North Carolina that has the highest cases of infection, and then they want to take it to either probably to Atlanta or Montgomery, Alabama, or something where they're also having the highest incidence of infection.
It Montgomery, where they were like, we have one critical care bed left, and now we're going to start shipping people to Birmingham.
But the beaches are open.
Hey, yay! Go to the beach, everybody. Okay,
come on, y'all, stay. Yeah.
Let's talk about vacationing and summer and the beaches, because there were a lot of people on North Carolina's beaches, a lot of traffic headed out east over the weekend. And I know that you referenced an NPR piece about how do we do this? How do we vacation? Like, are we trapped in the house all weekend? Like, what are we supposed to do?
So,
summer, not all weekend.
Right. So, the NPR article I sent talked about level of risk. level of risk and places, safer ways to have fun this summer. I think it referenced, one of the infectious disease docs said time, place, people, space. So these are 4 big things that you need to think about. So time, in reference to some of the restaurant talk that we were having, how much time are you going to spend in that place? The longer you spend in that place, particularly if there are a lot of people, the higher the possibility is to get infected. People, how many people are gathered in one space? We still have the statute that says 10 or less seems to be a safer ish guideline if you're going to be all enclosed in one space, and then less than 25 you're going to be out kind of having a big thing. We did a one-on-one family backyard socially distant movie night with 8 of us, and everybody had on masks. Still a little bit of anxiety, but it was nice to see your friends' faces. Right. So that felt pretty safe. We tried not to share the same utensils and all that. So that's what time, people, place. You want to make sure that you're not in a place that is enclosed and packed. No windows, no doors. You can't get outside and all that. And what was the other one? Space, probably the same thing. Yeah. So you have to measure your level of risk. Apparently, Rick Swiner is going to join us. Is that what's happening?
Hey, Rick Swiner.
Is that what's happening?
What up?
Say hello to Foxy107.
What's happening, Foxy? It's good to see everybody. Happy Memorial Day to you and all that stuff. It's not a little bit. I have just one quick question.
Yes.
I'm not coming in to take over. I just want to ask a quick question. Because I know Karen has her finger on the pulse of the community. Karen, can you explain to me?
It's Rick Swiner, everybody.
Hey, guys. It's good to see you. Karen, can you please explain to me why everybody is in such a rush to get out here and risk their lives? Can you explain that part?
He's good over you.
Yes, I can explain it to you. Here's why everybody's in such a rush to risk their lives. They feel like, A, we've been in the house for a long time. B, it's getting warm. C, it's not going to happen to me. D, I don't know anybody who's died. E, I'm healthy. So, yeah, that's that. I think that sums it up. Doesn't that sound about right, Doc Swiner?
Yeah. Is that right? That's right. All right. Okay. Let me just point out just one quick thing. I'm gonna let y'all get back to your conversation. I'm not gonna be alone.
This is the closest I've been to him in 2 weeks.
Because I don't play.
I'm trying to sneak. Oh yeah!
You got a kid too, girl.
That's the anniversary. But
that's the essential worker.
She's tested negative, so I know I'm good.
True, I have tested. Yes.
So I've been to a couple of e-funerals. That's what I'm calling them, to try to keep myself from going crazy with it.
Right.
They suck. I don't enjoy them. They're not the celebration of life that they're supposed to be. They're sad. They are depressing. They remind you that this person likely died isolated, alone, and helpless. So if that's how you would like to die, then go out here and chance it. That's how I look at it. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to die at some point. But I don't want this thing to be the thing that takes me out.
Right.
Because this thing is as bad as it is because of the negligence of the administration and not getting to a place where we could be protected sooner.
Right.
So that's the very reason why, for me, I'm fine with staying home. And I understand it's not the same for everybody. I can count literally on one hand how many times I've been out since the middle of March. It's been this many times. And it's been only to go to the store. That's the only reason, to go get essential things in the store. All this going out just to hang out and kick it. Because the other problem is they don't seem to know enough information, or at least they're not sharing enough information that's accurate. It goes from, it can only be passed surface to surface or person to person. Then 2 weeks later, oh, guys, guess what? It's airborne for up to 2 hours. Word. That's what's happening now. When you told me before that wasn't an issue. So people are out here talking amongst themselves, and whatever, before everyone started wearing masks, they're just like, well, as long as we don't touch each other or cough in each other's faces, we're good. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
And so because it's called the novel coronavirus, because it's new, they don't know. They don't know. Right.
Right.
And if they don't know, I want to give them all the time they need to figure it out.
Right. And that's what this whole quarantine is about, is giving us time.
Right.
And helping to, so we can help figure out some stuff.
But the people on Facebook have figured it out. Like, why haven't the doctors and scientists? Because I know the people on Facebook that got it all figured out, girl. They know everything. So
that's very true.
All you have to do is look at Facebook, and everything you need to know is right there.
That'll fix it. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So cynical.
Well, last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to let y'all get back to your talk. Last thing I'm going to say, the poetic, I won't even call it poetic justice, but the irony, let's just say the irony of the woman who was pushing for this, reopen the state, blah, 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 blah. We need to get back to our normal lives. Mm-hmm. And she came down with coronavirus.
She did.
Right?
She did.
Yeah. So there is this thing is very non-discriminate. It's very wide open for anyone. And it's really a matter of if you're fortunate enough to not get it. But the case count continues to grow. People continue to go outside and act like it's nothing when it is something. It's a real thing. And I don't want to try and see and hope and finger cross that I'll be safe with it. Mm-mm. I'm going to not go outside. I'm just going to be in the house.
We'll wait.
Yeah, I'm in no rush.
She every time we talk, pretty much she asks, well, what do you think about school? We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
To figure out what we think about that. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, no, the school thing, I'm going to need a lot of reassurances with the school thing.
No, listen, I'm going to need y'all to have that conversation on Instagram Live so that we can all be in on because whatever y'all doing is what I'm doing. Because I know y'all are crazy parents like me. So, and you ain't
we may have to open like the Swiner Homeschool Academy or something for the first time. No.
Wait, listen, the homeschooling is not it. I'm not going to be able to do the homeschooling. I've been doing homeschooling. No. These last couple of months have been stressful. They are. Let me tell you something real quick, and I'm gonna get out the way. I'm sure this is the last thing. Teachers are out here doing God's work, man.
They are doing God's work. They are.
I don't know how you can do it with
20 of them.
20 children. I have 2.
You have 2, and you love them.
I love them to pieces. But I was ready to quit my teaching job.
No.
Can't quit.
Listen, when I'm done with this radio thing and I run for public office, my platform will be like quadruple the salary of every teacher you know. Because I was very pro teacher before. I have a bunch of teachers in the family, but now listen,
they deserve
you cannot pay those people enough money. You can't.
They need all the money. They need the whole bag.
When I am your president, in addition to changing square dancing away from being the official dance of the state of North Carolina, that's on my platform. That needs to be fixed. Why did we took square dancing in gym. If you grew up I
thought it was beach.
Carolina,
it's not beach dance or shagging.
So
it's not shagging.
It is, I think it's shagging is like the official social dance of the state of North Carolina. But square dancing is the official. So I got to change that because we took square dancing in elementary school as children growing up here. I got to change that, and I got to make sure that teachers are paid adequately. Those are my 2 platforms that I'm going to be running on.
That's a solid platform, sis.
Listen. I'm here to focus on the things that are important to the people. So that's what I'm going to be about. But I will say this: my cousin in South Carolina said that she texted me a couple weeks ago. She was like, "Have you started looking into online school yet?" And I was like, "Is that a thing that I need to be?" She was like, "Girl, yes, they're getting waiting lists already." I was like, "I didn't know that was even a thing that existed." But boy. maybe online schools are about to come up. I don't know.
We're behind. We got to go look.
She has a lot of time to research stuff like that. As she comes up with more ideas, I'll pass them along to you.
Okay, great.
Yeah. That's right, where we are right now.
I'm gonna let you go.
Always,
back to you.
Always great talking to you, Rick. You're the funniest person I know by far, hands down. Like Kevin Hart has nothing on you. Bye.
That's not true. That's not true.
Listen. Well, okay, except for the money. Okay, he does have the money on you, but that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, so in closing, it's not safe. We have more cases. Don't believe the hype. stay at home. You're going to personally keep sanitizing your groceries because that makes you feel comfortable. You need to go with your comfort level. Check out the article on NPR about how to safely vacation and what activities are considered high risk or low risk. Now, my girlfriend who's on here, Poison Ivy, was misunderstood. I'm going to talk about her for a second because maybe you can help us understand this. She has a standing family trip to Hilton Head, and she does it every year. It's her parents who live in Greensboro, she and her son who live in Charlotte, and then her sister and her husband and their kids who live in the Atlanta area. And they all converge. So that's three families. So it's three families. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people. Staying in a beach house in Hilton Head. And my girlfriend is like you and me. She's very much like, I'm in the house. She has to hype herself up to go out when she absolutely has to go out. She has to get her mind right because she don't want to be infected. And she's taking it very seriously. Her husband, her sister's husband, is one of those guys that was pushing the 5G theory and is not wearing a mask. So should she, and she's got older parents. With that information, how do you feel about her trip to Hilton Head?
So the quick, not so easy answer is just to say no and cancel it. Okay. However, if you can trust these people with your life, literally, because that's what you're doing. Right. Anyone that you're coming into contact with, you are trusting with your life. It is a life or death decision you're making to be with someone else. This is what I would do.
Okay.
I would either not go or or I would get everybody tested. So, all right, y'all, we know this date is the date we're coming together. Everybody get tested at least, 2 or 3 days before we go. Number 1. Number 2, everybody promise to stay at home and not go out and go to the gym and go get your hair done and go, all that stuff right before we come. Number 3, for the house, a lot of folks, particularly like Airbnb, are now renting and kind of forcing you to rent a couple of days even before you arrive, so that you booked, but then the house is empty for 2 or 3 days even before you get there, because that's really the only way you can guarantee that another family isn't going to be there right before you.
It seems that it would make more sense for Airbnb not to allow anybody to rent that house for that 2-day period. Like, these people moved out on Monday. Y'all can't get here till Thursday. You shouldn't have to rent extra. But go ahead. Right. Yeah.
So move out. I think I just looked at a listing, and you had to commit to a 7-day rental. So, it's going to be more expensive, but you block for a longer amount of time, let them clean it, let it sit for 2 or 3 days. Then you go take your own stuff and clean again.
Right.
And then you decide on whether or not you all wear masks or do whatever y'all are going to do. But I think for me, once people start getting testing, and again, that's another thing to add to your list is I hope that most people will get tested and do the antibody testing now that it's available. It's not going to, it doesn't guarantee 100% that we're all safe and we can just go back to normal, but it at least makes you feel a little bit better by knowing your status. It's like knowing your HIV status. You know what I'm saying? You may as well know. So that's how I would approach it. It's a lot, but if those things are checked off the list, then I would be a little bit more comfortable going.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love my friends dearly. We decided not to go with friends this past weekend. It broke my heart. I'm still grieving the fact that I couldn't go. But we couldn't. We would not have felt comfortable. We would have not had a good time.
Right.
And gone and been with our other 18 friends in a house.
Yeah, you would have been stressed out the whole time. You would have been stressed out the entire time. Okay, well, that was good. That was
You're
good
welcome. Good luck. Poison
good
Ivy.
Advice. Yes. Well, listen, I was fussing at her. I was like, you can't go. She's like, well, maybe if we all self-quarantine. I was like, but the only thing about it is you can't control anybody else's quarantining. That's the part.
Once you get there, you're not going to be able to control it, but you can control everybody's behavior before you get there. So
Can you?
If that makes you feel more comfortable. Well, you lay down the rules. Lay down the rules. Everybody's got to follow the rules. Come bring your lab results. Let's show them. Or just not go.
Okay.
You can always say no.
You can always say no. All right. In closing, is there anything else that we need to be thinking about this week other than the fact that it ain't over? The pandemic ain't over.
Yeah. Just another plea for everyone to keep wearing your masks. I know it doesn't, I know it's cumbersome. I know it's annoying. I know it's hot. Now that it's getting hot outside, I know it. But please, if nothing else, it shows your consideration for your fellow man. Because we could be walking around here with the virus and we don't know. We sneeze, cough, wipe our nose, and we're passing on to someone else. Please wear your mask. It still is very considerate and very helpful to control this thing. So if nothing else, do that one thing.
I am wearing masks in public. Is it considerate of me to give people the evil eye when I see them not wearing their mask? Is that frowned upon, or is that
no? Understandable. Yes.
Because I'd be staring at people. I'd be like, really? You just
Me too.
Your whole naked face just.
Me too.
Breathing.
I even squint a little bit because they can't. They can't really see this.
Really see.
Like,
yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with you on that. Thank you, Doc Swiner, as always, for chatting with us and telling us what we need to be freaking out about and what we don't need to be freaking out about. Tell everybody where they can follow you personally.
Yes, I'm at Doc Swiner, and my husband, the Rick Swiner, also is at Rick Swiner and DJ Big Fella NC. We are actually going to have probably some more shenanigans later on today. At 5:00, we do this thing called Couch Chronicles weekly, and we just celebrated an 11-year anniversary, which
happy
Karen
anniversary.
So Karen Clark is partially she had a lot to do with that as she planned our wedding, but today
and I take full responsibility for your children being so beautiful. That is because
that's right.
Because
it was
I
because
planned your wedding.
Is it?
Yeah. Hey. Sorry. I got excited.
So anyway, so we talk about relationship stuff, and marriage stuff, and friendship stuff, and all that. So that'll be on my page at 5:00. Thank you, Poison Ivy. If you want to see some more of this guy being foolish.
Sorry.
Nobody does foolish like Rick Swiner does foolish.
Look at my face. Somebody screenshot this.
She's not pleased right now. I just wanted to say happy anniversary, pumpkin face. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, my God. All right, y'all. Thank you so much, Doc Swiner, for chatting with us. And we'll do this again next week because I'm sure that our numbers will be something to talk about next week, hopefully better.
Next week is June 1st is after next, or is next Monday. Anyway, yeah, I'm interested in seeing how things happen in Durham when we start to open things up a lot in June 1st, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Always love talking to you, and I'll see you online today at 5.
Yay. See y'all later.
Okay, bye. See
Bye.
ya.